All that, I think, currently.
Okay.
Teams at the event.
Yeah.
They
We got
look so damn good.
Sentinels on defense, Gen.G on attack, and at the moment, in terms of the pistols, we've got a 2-0. And we're on sheriff count right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
They've gone for that double sheriff approach.
There's the sheriffs. Meteor double body shot one and then headshot second as well. Right? I felt like I saw a headshot there.
Munchkin figuring out,
There's an extra body shot? That was nuts, either way.
This? It's a decent counter to what Munchkin was doing on the previous map, but also the fact that the wall is used so early. Generally, you want to be playing slow attack sides against the deadlock, and the wall struggles to get value.
Lakia might be considering a drone up close here, John.
We're out here counting the timer of when it went down.
Sassy supplemented it, a couple of shots now fired off, and Rassel.
We had a whole strat for it, basically. Keep an eye on this guy back aside. There's a chance John can do work. He has to do work.
What can he do? A lot of players now here in the drop down, skipping a hot right through.
Yeah, I mean, it's nicely done from Lakia, just making sure trade can, no matter what happens.
Coming online.
Zelsis coming around behind as well. Are they going to think about B main when they just exec from this?
Crossfire, it should be nice. Not quite. Munchkin was the only one to actually collect any sort of B main presence. Now walking his way through, baiting, Texture, dropping back and away. Texture and Kieron. These guys have been difference makers. And once more, they're going to stand to the test here. The dart is avoided and dodged to the back. And the shots just not connecting for Sassy. Only 4 HP and a dream, and a dream it will
shout out to Karen here, 4 kills already, he's on for a score.
Gen.G. Nothing out of the ordinary for this squad.
they gotta get a pistol at one point, man.
3 in the series.
They gotta get a pistol at one point, else this is gonna be a
I think it would be wrong to say that Haven came down to the pistol rounds. I think Gen.G were the better team there. But an entire series where you don't win pistols is almost impossible to win. SEN need to be working on these. They didn't get a good beginning to it, and Gen.G managed to close it out there towards the end as well. Just hitting good shots, double body shots all over the place with those sheriffs.
Gamble here by Sentinels.
Double death allowed.
Knife not dodged just by Zelsis.
Yeah, what's our opinions on this?
I believe he's the only one who looks like he's
enjoying it
right now.
See who the kill leader is?
Hoping that Gen.G might just walk
It's pretty
into
harmless, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Listen, they weren't born yesterday, but this team are too diligent.
It's quite a nice trap play, though, because if the cam is found over towards B, you're expecting trap plays to be run off the Cypher cam usually. And this one's off deadlock contact, so I think there's a chance that it gets value, especially considering
Tad hard to see. I think I'm okay with that, though, right?
But right
Sorry,
now,
once I forgot it's there.
They're not taking an inch.
No.
Okay, yeah.
No steps forwards.
Harmless.
Waiting it out. Making either team stew.
Because we don't really.
No one's going through their heads.
And as Tens takes contact, this whole
give much info. We just straight up hit.
In his hands, he's just jiggling out with the util. Does get a good connection. 3 players going to be pushed back and away, and a TP as well for himself. Just to disengage. Grab that, calling.
No way. No way. He gets 3 there, grab netted. Bro's just stuck, crouched.
Goodness me, even when the ideas are good, even when they try and go over the...
Well, at least we know Prius is doing this map.
It's still
Bro's on 8. He's got 8 kills. He's 8-0.
From his POV or something, man. I mean...
The amount of 4Ks that we're seeing coming out from Gen.G as well, where one player
That's
just
insane,
steps up
dude.
and takes over the round.
Yeah.
Karen's got 8 kills already.
Yeah, but this is going to be mental.
What are we watching? That means they've got 3 rifles for the bonus too. I mean, take a look at these shots. Gravnet comes out.
Listen,
nah,
dude,
man.
Come on. I know it's against an eco, but still, as a Gravnet, he's locked down in place.
Yeah.
He's ice cold.
It's so unfair.
Sentinels, Odin comes online for Sassy. He can try to reinforce the B side. It's super difficult to get through right now. A nice shock dart from Lakia as well, getting rid of that sonic sensor. I don't think John pulled it back in time. B looks devastatingly difficult to hit, though.
The net, yeah, dude, just turned him into a turret, man.
He is rotating off.
Yeah, timing potentially missed there. 4 Sentinels up through mid. Gen.G has the makings of a beast.
Good morning, Bacan.
Putting a lot of pressure and asks onto Zelsis.
So the cam covers this. Off cam contact, Sassy can spam. But it's not a great spam angle. It's good for damage, not good for kills usually.
And tags onto Zelsis.
I mean, if he gets a tag, it's not too bad.
Away here, walking through.
I say that.
Sassy.
It was over towards B. He was right.
Through the choke point. Gen.G still going to get easy access though to that B site. So Plant.
So they loot.
Online and inside for them second. Biding his time.
Honestly, the bait here for Texture. Oh my god.
You gotta be joking.
That's ridiculous.
There's no way. Running and gunning inside the cloudburst. Taking names.
It's just not meant to be for Sentinels, man. Look at that.
Too much to clear, surely. Meteor crouched up. This is unorthodox in terms of the angle.
Oh, man. It's not meant to be, man. It is not meant to be, bro. What is that? They lost one. They get over towards site. We get a full run and gun, insta-melt kill.
Early, making sure that Sassy doesn't have that wallbang spot. He goes over, gets kill in the other
Sentinels
side,
didn't even do anything wrong.
Are pulling kills out of
They didn't
really
even do anything
spots.
wrong.
The one from Texture, I'm sorry, that one's illegal.
That's so outrageous, man.
But Meteor's play as well, it's so nice. They've got Karen ready to back him up if indeed.
I mean, maybe they. I mean, they should probably have one. I mean, they should have one
aggro.
spawn,
It's not
but
just a solo play that. And yet, even if it was a solo play, he still would have won the round.
I mean, shout out to Gen.G. You rarely see anyone actually like fight this heavy, but it's normally because you have pressure over towards spawn. So I kind of take it back. They actually need to have someone spawn. But still, it might have been some like anti that they feel like they have to take market early. I'm not entirely sure. Oh boy!
All of the aim.
And then they pick up the Odin that was on the floor.
And a team as well that's just right there beside him.
And they got Killjoy ult for the next big buy round.
Looking at plays together, they're aware of just any obstacles that might face them as well. You can see it just the way that they even approach rounds like this. It's against an eco round. A lot of teams will sometimes just run it straight into a site, full disrespect. But Gen.G, they slow it down. They make sure that they can methodically try and pick apart what at least Sentinels are doing. If there were any concerns, I think, about Gen.G potentially being shaky and home soil and a home crowd, listen, that was kind of pushed back at Shanghai when they were literally the villains. All the way through, it's an open site again over towards A.
Every time someone gets gravinated, they just get insta-kills.
Incredible range of emotions that they will have experienced in their last two international events.
We got to start looking at the money here, because we're speed running up to 9K on multiple people.
Disdain them, I think. And then here, where they're the hometown heroes.
The idols, man, on the big stage.
I was walking in today, and as they rolled up, some fans, it's like the back of the building where people don't really, you know, think to come. It's not like Gen.G announced what time they were going to arrive at the venue.
Yeah.
People, fans from Seoul, clustered, watching them exit the van, screaming at the Gen.G players. This team is popular out here.
Absolutely.
And they'll be even more popular if they have a big run at Champs.
I was going to say.
Or even if we can dare to dream, if they can dare to dream, lift the trophy.
They've already done it once. First time it's been done for Pacific. That was Gen.G who did it. Despite the expectations, I think most of us were probably looking towards a team like PaperX.
I mean, they can just
at points to be that team, but
Killjoy ult, and this comp has nothing to stop the Killjoy ult. Bro, they want to save the Killjoy ult for afterplant? Whoa! Nice shots, bro.
But he's already in through the site, and the main players.
But the problem is, the Meteor stayed alive. He, at one point, this guy's going to Killjoy ult.
Here for Sentinels, no command. Supers its way, but
Spike over towards A main. Door still closed.
Drone broken, slight tag, double faced up and out, but just missing
and
a shot.
And they find out that they got an op. No, there's 2 hits. Wait, all 3. Oh, guys.
All 3.
Oh, guys,
it's
not like
time
that.
to chase. They know it. They can feel it. Texture. Time waits out.
Oh my god.
Barely skirting away. It's going to be a comedic finish at around here, potentially.
For understanding that.
Punishment inside. There's still time here for Sentinels to make a play towards this one, but secondary taken, but the operator again adds another level of difficulty. It's all about how they manage this one as well. That late backstab that might be occurring from Meteor. Is it going to be caught? Celsius sticking out onto the fuse, half already. He's brought that win con, covering for it over the shoulder.
Nicely handled in the end. Oh my god, I thought it was going to go really...
That's ridiculous.
I thought it was going to go really wrong, man.
Where all 3 of the retakers got detained. There is no way that
I mean, they're still in it. They're still in it. This is going to be a huge round.
I must have got something wrong. Surely that was John Cutie's ultimate. What?
All 3 of them just tucked in the corner.
The brain is baffled and befuddled.
I mean,
all started with 10s. This guy here,
crispy.
I said he's going to have to do a lot there in that spot, and he did. He delivered. He got the 2 that was needed. And as soon as the detainment wasn't followed up on, offered up an easy kill onto Texture.
I mean, it's not like Texture really could have followed up on it, I don't think.
It was so far away.
All right,
so
yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, they were right on the edge of it.
I don't think we'll ever see anything like that one again. Certainly not replicable, if you want to talk about that.
They got more money than
that. They keep the Odin. It's magnificent for their economy, which could have been shattered.
Oh, because they keep Op and Odin? It's not too bad.
Start gassing up a team.
I mean, they can tank a loss here because Zeken's going to be able to ult, so it doesn't really matter. They could tank a loss. Ends would have low money.
Off as well. That drone has to be broken. Celsius locks it down, holds the line, and now evacuates back and away. The just bumper bullet straight through the wall, and spam from the Odin will supplement.
Okay, here we go.
That is it.
2 HP, 11 HP, just surviving the jaws on that.
Spike dropped down, and with the trip, alerting them exactly to where Munchkin's presence is. It's another round that's inevitable here for Sentinels, and at least that second one, Justin Flick missed, at least with the op.
Damage is big here.
It is inevitable.
It should be. Unless you give him the ones.
Yeah, very nice. Just chipping away at the money that was outrageous.
Straight into mid. So maybe this is what we were looking for from Sentinels.
It's a very good round for them, though.
Setup. When you're running a Cypher
like only one gun rebuy, they now have all their ults online.
Try to hit them as they come through choke points, or as they hit your utility. You're looking to follow up on trips, on stuns, to op them or Odin them before they even exit and get into the site. That's one of the rounds where we actually see Sentinels comp functioning.
Every best of 3 Gen.G has lost, they've always get a map. And every best of 5 they've lost has only been 2-3.
What have Gen.G got?
Never been 2-0.
It's going to be Zekken looking towards top mid, hoping they can get a cheeky one at the beginning against somebody like Meteor.
Drone up though. This will push him back. It needs to be broken by the rifle fire, but it's not done in time. And almost a punishment.
Also doesn't surprise me, man. They're so good on every map.
He wouldn't have been able to escape.
Look at this deep trip, though.
Well, question mark of Abyss,
but not where that shock dart just went for it. It's all the way close towards mid, almost right where Meteor's back was.
Yeah, so Lackey's shock darts that he's fired off.
This is a cool trip.
Not going to be getting too much value. 10s has to use the TPs, barely out of dodge. Annihilation. There's a connection. Molly down and
that's
through.
the spike.
Texture has to drop them. He's through and out.
Oh, the Sova ult swing. Dude, Munchkin gets a double.
Coming to fight them straight back at you. Second, Bladestorm now increasing that tempo and even offered up a rifle. Charon now with the plant. 2v3.
Maybe
Dart
doable.
Fired off. No reveals inside, but jumps round and through and away with a right click.
So
Second,
doable.
he's on his way to an ace. But Lackey in his back pocket, at least with that Hunter's Fury, he's got that backup plan and policy. Charon still going to be nested up, holding deep tucked onto the A side. It's a difficult play.
All Charon has to do is either delay time or kill one, because then the Sova ult wins it.
Until that arrives, and it's going to be too late if they try and wait this one out and through. Time already ticking. Smoke is just mind games from Charon, making them spam away, and they got to stick this one here, and they still haven't found it. Wincons are just dashing away to the win. Time?
He has no time.
There is no time. Ticking at this point. Sassy knows it. Gen.G
he got the trade on his own teammate. That's sick.
We are seeing some ridiculous situations out here.
Yeah, it's stacked. What is this game? It is so stacked. It is mad rounds so far.
Making sure that Sova ult was in play, just in case his his Smokes player fell in hell. Gen.G take another one, and this is a round where it looked like Sentinels.
Munchkin's
again,
got some mad impact rating.
They got the annihilation off. It grabbed a player with the spike, but I don't think they were anticipating as heavily that it was an A split and someone could retrieve that player. Pulled out of Shelob's grasp at the final moment, and we're into the next round.
Money's still good.
Munchkin, I think, is the player to watch here. That null command is
spectacularly
powerful against Sentinel's composition. And you see here that John has put his stuns on the exact opposite side of the map.
And we're aware, dude, we are so aware that an aggro push is going to happen.
We'll be able to at least play around, like you said, the sensors, the stuns.
In some sense, Zelsis is the bait here. He kind of wants to be seen, be shown, and then you run into A and forget about the deadlock util.
Right here.
Knife over the top. To tag out through main darts. Meteor barely alive.
8 HP.
Dyson with death there, buddy. Drop down to 8 health. Will be able to survive though, and now regroup with the rest of his team.
A split, null command.
I mean, they're picking the right site.
Watch out for these sensors.
Yeah. The pressure's going to be on immediately.
Picking the right site, and they're picking the right area to hit the site. That's the only thing. This is the trip that might wreck them.
Flash clear. Cam over the top here, no command as well as the dart. Does reveal all. Both players, in fact. Tens and Zeltis, the position is noted, recognized, stunned up, but there's no follow-up. Tens, he can't take these easy fights, he's worried about it. He swung from main as well, picked it apart.
Dude, this guy, though.
Gen.G, there was no easy access, no fair fight to be taken for the angry
my
players. Dodging and
going for another ult.
entire way through.
Back-to-back 2Ks are entering a site.
Protocols on the attack, when they hit the A site, they're magnificent. They're always guns out, not scaling
and
too
just
deep
as
into
their
the
money
site,
was starting to get like a
waiting
little
for that
bit
peek from
low,
the defender,
everyone survives with
holding
3K.
heaven, waiting for the
Like,
backup to arrive. You know, making sure that they're not caught in transition.
these Sentinels are having a
running
really
forward,
rough
trying to
time.
rush things.
It's the little jiggles of movement, just trying to bait them out, and it just makes the anchoring players feel so alone.
Yeah. You don't know if someone's going to run at you from left side, from right side Jenny. You don't know if someone's going to run at you from Dice. And the whole time, Gen.G are actually just
the KO? No, so I mean the KO hit the
swim,
Cypher, but it didn't hit the deadlock.
It's really excellent stuff. All the best
They
teams
just had
in the world
they just had an
are gonna
anti-KO.
have some level of that approach to the A site, but Gen.G looking perfect with it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things anyway that makes them best in the world on this map. I think they're demonstrating it here. You're noticing as well that the deadlock, I gotta say, it's finding very little value.
Yeah.
The walls, it's difficult to find a good timing to use that mesh barrier, or barrier mesh, sorry, because Munchkin's happy to call a slow round where it just expires. So if you use it in the mid round, okay, that's fine, but
There we go, there's your timer that you wanted.
in another direction.
Yeah.
And the stuns, I mean, in that round, null command comes through. There's double stuns on site.
But it doesn't matter.
No possibility of a follow-up.
It just doesn't matter.
At that point, they're cosmetic.
Yeah. And Tens, when that hit was coming through, not sure what ended up happening. Even if he had smokes available, I think null command would have stretched past him, would have prevented him
The
from
impact comes on attack, yeah. But there's got to, I mean,
you can feel it.
dude, as a caster, you got to find stuff to talk about. He's not wrong. It has had no impact on defense.
They had no option. They couldn't take the fight by swinging out from Gen to try and play off the stuns in the first place. Gen.G looking unstoppable on Ascent, as we were all kind of expecting.
I think there are things that Sentinels can adjust here, though. First of all, they could try doing some reclays over towards A main with GravNet and a Paranoia, something like that. Alternatively, if they wanted to fight over tree control, that would be another good adaptation, I think, because Gen.G have been doing a lot of A splitting.
Yeah.
And the other thing they could try to do is tuck Zekken in the box
and they save themselves from disaster.
with his operator.
Well, you
so
say that.
When the hit comes through,
I mean,
he's there ready to collect.
They could maybe
They
force
are
this
pinging
after.
that spot already, Gen.G heading into this round.
I think that's because Karen is about to ult over there, though.
Okay.
Deadlock? Right. Yeah, Deadlock's
Show
good.
It's
been, I mean, teams are getting better at playing against it because of like loads of teams are using it.
Out these players.
It's just the Sentinels haven't had the most success with it. I mean, that's very fair to say.
Has to dodge and around, wait, can't survive it, Karen out the back.
Holy, what an absolute lunatic.
Him dropped off now, there's possibilities and options are now opening themselves here for Sentinels. The barrier mesh.
Yeah, he thought the rest of his team was going to send it a little bit faster than that, but they kind of got stalled by the deadlock util that we said didn't have any impact, but now has impact.
Second's got it.
Great adaptation from Sen.
Shot.
Surely Gen.G can't recover it.
There's no way.
I mean, John is stuck here.
They know where he is.
Oh my god, it's so close.
If it hadn't missed, John would be a dead man.
And he has called for the reinforcements. Two players ready to at least swing off his contact. Dart is broken here.
Look how smart they are, though. They recon heaven knowing that there would be heaven to swing off of it, so that once they go to shoot it, they can try and isolate this one. So it's pretty cool, though. Okay, I mean, there we go. Deadlock impact.
Almost incredibly labored, but they are managing to string them together.
Yeah, and I think good, you gotta credit the tactical timeout there. They get Tens into Wine. Could he have been cleared? Absolutely. Should Texture have maybe waited a second for the fragment grenade to come through? Yeah, also. Yeah. But Tens does get the value from his positioning there.
Yeah, John did really good to get a kill here.
Multiple layers of backup.
Okay, now they win one, now they gotta be careful.
And now
the reset for these two, they would have next to nothing.
Like I said, this is a spot that Gen.G have been walking down. If they feel bold enough to go for something where, you know, they can...
Hey, money's finally low here.
And have him peek towards top mid. Second could try to get more bold than he is. Problem is, normally you need teammates to help you, and this is quite a passive comp.
I like this from Sentinels, though. A lot of aggression.
Player or a Killjoy player
break
that
the
really wants
turret,
to be
break the drone. And normally when you break the drone, normally when you go in aggro and you're doing a turret like this, you're kind of making sure that the op is here, right? So they're trying to make sure that they think the op is here when actually the op is somewhere else. Makes him use the drone. We got another KO.
And if he does farm the orb, he'll have the null command.
Are you gonna try and fake this one or what? No, Texture's back up towards
because Munchkin didn't have ult to start the round, Xelsis is not in an anti-KO ult spot.
Yeah, and it's one of those weird things where, like, Sassy here,
null command is used,
he's not going to be reconning over.
All of it goes offline.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm gonna have to worry about that one when looking like it's heading towards that A side as well. Again,
they recon B main after 40 seconds. That's interesting. I wonder if Gen.G know that, because they had a lurk here. I mean, this lurk here will keep more. Honestly, Sentinels have owned this round.
First time the wall's in the right spot.
Yeah, and there it is, dropping them off here with an ult command. It's going to be sweeping through now. Dark around.
Don't tell me they lose this now. They had 3 people here. Why are more people not fighting site? I just complimented you. There's no way. I tell you what, they are doing really well. They are using the, and like honestly, I would be tempted to time out again if I was Sentinels here. They're using the timing of the wall going down really well. Like they're making sure that they hit as soon as that wall goes down.
Nobody looking to try and repurpose out through A main. Everybody locked onto the sites here, but the one way they choose to fight this one. They want to hold it down, and again, this retake is getting more and more difficult. Dart immediately dealt with. Time is ticking away. Sentinels
time's crazy low.
Those options double up, high low. Gonna try and push them back and away. Lakia, last one left, and he will fall in the end. So, just in time here for Sentinels, I believe.
Yeah, only about a second on the clock though.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, good round for Sentinels.
Yeah.
Never doubted them at all on this one.
A good round from Sen there in terms of how they squeezed Gen.G.
About a second, yeah, just exactly a second.
Double swing over towards Heaven, making sure that they dominate that angle. The Gen.G players in the post plant couldn't hold it, ended up giving that up and tucking into positions like Dice and Hell. At that point, Sen have found their opportunity.
Aleto with the Prime, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Good to see you here, man.
And Gen.G gonna take their first tactical timeout of the match. Wow. Their first tac timeout.
Coach is actually gonna do some work.
Coming in round 11 of match
Cookie
2.
Butter, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate the 2 months.
Even if
thank you for that.
a good adjustment out of this, you know, they're not gonna put together a much better attack half on Ascent. 6 rounds is already astonishingly good. Yeah. But it must be said, the Cypher Deadlock comps, they tend to perform
Bro just got to the building.
All the ways to try and fight for that extremity control. You know, you can lay down sensors. Much like
dude, if I'm Sentinels, by the way, I'm so fine with this.
But yeah, it's a, you know, quite a few unknowns.
You could even like you could even start stacking the site where you're using your wall early, unless they're changing up the fact that it's too obvious that they're hitting where the wall is. And you saw that the numbers were there, but it was more of a retake. I don't think they actually saw the third guy here.
Yeah, and I just want to say for a moment that Zekken has rebounded from bottom of the scoreboard to the top. If you look at him all year long, Zekken has been amazing. Like I said, getting better and better all year. Tens has been consistently at the top, even though they didn't make Shanghai. Xelsis has still been good. It's actually been John who's dropped off in terms of his fragging, his output a little bit, compared to his astonishingly strong Madrid performance, where they lifted that trophy.
Oh, get the RRQ recon.
Paying attention to John and how he gets his rifle impact in a lot of these rounds here at Champs.
Zekken not caught in the transition there, just trying to exit out of Wine, and there's plenty more players where that came from. Gen.G, we're going to try and go into this one. Fast tempo, increase 10s, taken out. Zekken followed up to trade in sight. Only gets the one down, which was
I like this from Gen.G, man. This straight up sight here. This is the thing when you have no the thing when you have no KO. You can just straight up sight hit, and if your sight hit is incredible and all your util's perfect, and especially when you have like an actual KO and you're just making sure that you like double flash, it's so strong. And normally on this map, like that's why KO is just so good, because you can stop the fast hits every single time, so people can't spam them. I'm telling you, you can fast hit all day without KOs on the other team. It feels good.
But Gen.G,
especially when you have a good knife to take out some of this util.
They've really cooked up here now that they've at least taken control of the site. Look at that. soon as they hear the footsteps and the util, it's a dart and spam out from below, and already the players have repositioned. Spike is ticking away, and Sentinels realize it. Has to be that save, have to back away.
One enemy remaining.
How many rounds
7
does
on
Sentinels
attack.
need, even if they were able to get pistol their first of the match and be able to carry some momentum forwards on their attack half? I think anybody that wants to see SEN recover on Ascent here gotta be hoping that they get this round 12.
Yeah.
It's looking dire without it. An 8-4 half, not unusual on Ascent, but it's usually the other way around, where you get your defenders in the lead.
With how dominant Gen.G have been on the pistol rounds, you know, if it follows the same course, you're looking at like an 8-4 turning into a 10-4.
Yeah, and at that point, it's
Looking
just
a little bit stressed out.
There's no recovery there. Zelsis coming into this round with a broken economy, Stinger, Guardian, but they still have those big heavy hitter weapons of the Op and Odin.
It's a weird buy. Bit of a mixture.
Second hasn't been able to really walk in front of these smokes, keeps getting pushed back and back. But he is getting the kills.
Bro, look how fast they are on this one.
Here. Sassy with the drone. Good timing on it, but the question is, do they hear that most of Gen.G
Yeah,
are already
fake, bit of pressure over towards mid, and we insta-send it short. A lot down to 10s.
Sentinels do have stay main control. Shot missing. John now with a barrier mesh. Looking to lock him out of this spot here, but it will be spammed down. There's a nade in sight, but no smoke for the cross. Only propped down a little bit too late there, so Zeka happy to pick them apart. 10's ADS stop.
Damn, bro. Insta. I mean, gave him a shot.
And the stun does nothing in A main.
Yeah, now they don't have to worry about A main anymore, and it's going to be a nightmare.
Down, getting quirky with his timings.
Especially for John, you would think.
Texture removes one of them. So much uncertainty, rapid into their heads. They spot the player. Texture shoulder just peeking out, and yet
look how fast it is.
To it. The challenge is met. And now drop down onto the site. Options thoroughly opened. Gen.G having to take their timing with it. You can look at the peak timing, but still missing with the shot as well. He can't quite do it. Has to pull out a shorty. Second, not a chance. Doesn't stand it. And leaves it to just 2. Munchkin is low. Could be an opening. Lakia will fall.
This
Stinger
is
movement in play.
So doable for Sentinels.
And people are so good with the Stingers.
The upgrade too with
This gun is actually broken, but only if you know how to use it.
Munchkin peeks. They know where he is. 4 seconds until the dart. Spamming away into hell. Just in case that reposition is there. Dart round towards the back. They spot the main player out there, all falling low. And again, it has to be Munchkin. As
look at the HPs.
Finds the one. Peaking timing off of it. Only 5 bullets left, but a tap from Sassy as well. It's all so unlikely for him, and he needs to hit the second. Time ticking. Forced to stick it.
Yeah, no time on this, bro. 8 on attack, Gen.G, man. Fair play. That's a lot.
It's
a
an
lot. Dude, Sens only need to win a pistol. It's 3-0 on the pistols.
Absolutely dominant.
Is the must-win pistol? Yeah.
Early on Ascent here at Champions. Home territory of Seoul, home territory
Need the
of
music?
Ascent.
Oh, that's a good point. Thanks for the heads up. Did I get copyright? Yeah, I did get
of
copyright strike. Okay.
There wasn't so much an exec in that final round as they
we gotta
just
be muting
walked
that
up with an
halftime.
operator.
Still found the openings though. I mean, listen, this team is so good at picking apart all sorts of it. And for the pistol round, that's what we're looking towards. Gen.G, indomitable so far.
Hey, chat, I gotta mute that. Gotta do a lot of mute. Wait, we play ads? Oh, it's ads into music, right? Okay, we're not getting copyright strike this time. We're all good. Can I play some of my own music? Dude, I didn't come prepared, to be honest with you. I'm not that well prepared. Swedes with the 17 months. Thank you so much. That's a good point. We could read out some of these. We had Kyle CF with the Prime. Also, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Necron FPS with the 17 months. Thank you so much as well. Sedaletto and Swedes, we said that as well. Thank you so much. Sing for us, dude. It's not gonna happen here. You guys need Boaster to retire. That's the only. Maybe Ardis would sing. I'm not sure. Tastiest snacks. I mean, honestly, Ardis probably would sing. Tastiest Snacks with the Prime, thank you so much for the 2 months. Ace Taker 420 as well with the 9 months. Someone is cutting some grass outside, it is loud. Dude, they're still playing the song though. Yeah, we should be okay.
Like I say that often with a lot of different teams.
Snack 6 as well with the tier 1, thank you for the 4 months.
Trying to, you know, make a name for themselves.
Jakiro Blade as well with the 7 months, thank you for the Prime.
But also looking
Appreciate
like
that.
potentially one of the favorites to win the whole thing. It's another question entirely of whether they can even stand up to it.
Sentinels, they're our only team to have beaten Gen.G internationally. And while that might feel like it's a positive on the side of Sen, it also speaks
only
to the
America's
fact that Gen.G
issue.
got cleanly out of Swiss.
Other than that, it's just like song stuff.
Shanghai. That's a
Okay,
scary,
chat.
scary
It's
team
a
on the other side of the
3-0
stage.
on the pistol right now.
4 up. 5 rounds away from
They
being
have
able
to win
move
pistol.
on in
The
their
odds
group.
aren't looking great.
Let's take a look then. Sentinels. They're the ones that have to be the playmakers. Gen.G also going for a bit of a
Wayo
play.
T as well, thank you so much.
They love running set
Appreciate the
plays
7
on the
months.
defense side, Gen.G. They
From
will
Singapore,
constantly try to push the
BBT.
tempo up. Happy
Thank
to
you
play
so much,
retake.
dude.
Yeah.
Against this comp, though, I don't think they should be too happy to play retake. You're going to be running into, you know,
Yeah, I mean, this is a
trip
comp that's pretty
stunts.
good at holding sights.
Ronaldo, the utility.
But Zelsis has to get two.
Onto the pistol. Zelsis forced to lock down. Watch this flank.
That'll do,
angle.
that'll
Just
do,
gets
that's fine.
barely the
It's-
shots off. Not enough
if you
to
do
drop
the
Kero.
damage together,
Trade
it's
is there,
two.
but Zekken taking a cheeky peek.
enough.
Up through heaven, clears that one out.
Okay, they
Now
got the
has to be
pistol.
aware that there is that flank occurring.
And unless they really mess up.
Watchful eyes perched up, probably a high-low as well, and the smoke make it nice and easy. Karen trying to at least split up the site, create that timing and opening for Meteor potentially there. He's already out though, and the players are straight through and out. The whiff might cost them still. Dart forwards, forces the issue out of texture, and they do clean it up. So Sentinels,
Oh,
a
good
pistol
on
round
that
under their
one.
belt.
When the
Maybe
first
something to
kill
work
came
with.
in, they almost had me. I'm
First
not
of the
gonna lie to
series
you.
could not have come at a better time, a more needed time. It probably would have been game over had they lost that one.
Yeah.
I was stressed, dude. First kill, I was like, surely not. Okay, 3-1. They got the most important pistol that had to happen for them to have a chance.
He's having a good game today, Sassy.
It's still a hard one though.
They're going to need more than this, though.
Zelka_warrior with the Prime, thank you for the 2
utilising
months,
this Cypher Deadlock
and 1
composition.
Geo Wee with the 5 months.
You kind of piece
Well,
by
thank you
piece
so much,
take
dude.
the map.
How are they approaching it? 1?
Throw down a
Yeah, they're allowed
sonic
1
sensor.
death.
Take a little bit of extra space, put your trip into position or something.
There's the 1 death.
That's a fight to be taken.
Anything else is costly.
Has to push them back in a way, at least with the rifle spam. Able to take down another of these Gen.G players, but he might have just done enough damage. Still, weapons are going to be exchanged, making sure that there's no waste.
Why don't I like Tens on Smokes? No, I think Tens on Smokes is incredible. The only stuff that in my eyes that he does wrong is after plant B retake. It's a retake on B on Haven. Everything else is what is that? Everything else is perfect from
instinct
him.
from Karen, and he's TP'd in a way.
There was a little bit of a learning curve this year, but he did great. Dude, what is that
Still,
shot?
Sentinels choose not to commit. I think they've seen enough bodies there, signs of life from Gen.G. That they call this pause. They do have 45 seconds.
This crossfire is so scary as well. Meteor could definitely. Meteor is a sheriff as well.
Baiting the shots.
Okay, they know he's there.
Meteor alongside it. Do not lose this one, Sentinels. Your best
No,
chance.
guys, don't get
Been a bloody long
ecoed.
time, and you gotta clean it up.
68. Delsis full
Left
HP.
alone.
Just a classic.
20 seconds. Still, they don't know where this guy is, but the door's going to be closing. Nobody stepping past it. Just spots the feet. Breaking the door, trying to take the fight.
Oh, that's the low HP. Oh my god. Okay, well they saved 2 guns. They lost 2 guns.
At the cost of losing 3 of their players,
They
3 of
look
their
so
guns. Not gonna be a
stressed.
healthy bonus.
I mean, you saw it on the faces there as Zelsis
Yeah.
wiping their
Especially
brow,
especially
literally.
Zelsis
I know
on
it's
that.
hot in here. Golden Boy talked about it before. It is warm in Korea
yeah.
right now. But that one's more of a sign of relief than a sign of the heat.
What is that?
Sen closed the gap to 2, but the bonus is not going to look
Bro,
great.
they only had 2
They only
sheriffs.
kept the Phantom, Guardian. They got a Stinger to work with here. It's not much. A bit of damage. Maybe even just building up to one of these ults like the Annihilation for John so that he could maybe work a pick in round 16. These are the kind of things that would be a success in the round, I think, for Sen.
No NA buy. Just straight up bonus though.
Small dough from... He's pushed up in front of Karen's
Wait,
face.
Sentinels used to be the NA buyers.
To get value, just being held by the Sentinels players. They don't have particularly spread out D4, but they do have somebody utility cam and a trip to hold deep B push.
Yeah, we're seeing Sentinels
That's a good
take
sign.
A main, but they're not actually leaving utility
Character
there.
development.
Normally with this composition, I would expect
that's
to
a
see
good sign.
Sonic Sense to be put down there, or some kind of, you know, trip, or leave a player, deposit somebody into A main.
Yeah.
Now they're going back in though. Sassy looking to try to drone and disguise the fact.
Okay, so alarm bot broken for trip that's
Sentinels
broken.
trying to make this one feel like it could potentially be that B split.
Yeah, that's a weird one, because they faked a B split as they were droning A.
Right, so Gen.G are kind of aware.
Munchkin.
Munchkin,
it's an off angle, and he's got to deliver. Will do with the first. Occasion is face.
No way. No way.
Bro,
bro would have got the 4.
Just down to 10s, up and over.
Okay, good damage from 10s. That has to happen. Do people gun rebuy?
That Champions Trophy blinks into and out of existence, floating, tinting, taunting the players. Rifles back online, though, for Sen. An opportunity for them to
Munchkin
showcase what
is
they've been
insane,
working on.
isn't he?
We haven't seen them play too much of this map.
No.
Was
But
just
we've
a
seen
bonus,
the
though.
Cypher Deadlock. We know that it's
Yeah, this
got
was nice.
at least some good fundamentals to work on. Gonna need to see Zellsis trading out stuff like this, though.
Yeah, there's going to be an early fight occurring into this next round. Tiles beat out by Texture.
The Cypher should be able to take a little more aggro B main control as well. Trip broken, Zellsis not ready for that one. Not looking to use his cam to take super aggro B main either. It is a bit more of a passive approach to Sen than we've seen from other teams running this comp. Tentative.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going for the alarm bot every round.
We give them too much, though.
No, that's so unlucky. So he goes close to see if it's the close alarm bot and sees that it's a further 1 back.
Very weak alarm bot.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't see the health bar, but I'm sure it'll be
That's unlucky.
minuscule.
Be crazy if the alarm bot clutched now. 1 HP.
A bit of spam, though. It's going to be exchanged now here. Turret at least broken. Meteor, he is not shy, is he? This guy is happy to push back up, make it really difficult to take any B main control. Already breaking that cam, backing away. 38 seconds.
They got a deep wall down mid, but they didn't break the alarm bot. So
What is the call?
they've got to go into a B split.
30
There's
seconds
plenty
left.
players ready to meet them. Gen.G tucked up to crossfire setup. Logs to the corner. Lakia has to do a lot here. It's running and gunning to trade it up, but they weren't expecting, and again Meteor delivers. To Deathblow.
It's just this
It might just
defense
be a
setup
round-winning
is too strong
moment.
here.
Indeed it is. A 3-piece
Like Karen's
to
1 way
finish
is
it.
incredible as well.
10-6 Gen.G. Looking on pace now to just take this map away.
There was
That's
just
gonna
like
knock the
no.
economy for Sentinel.
It was weird
Could be
because
the
you know this
Deathblow.
wall at middle.
I love that smoke. Everybody's
Like it
throwing that same
made
smoke
sure
now.
they
Learn
didn't
a few
really
ranked
have
games
to
as well. The
worry
one-way
about mid
cross
too
map
much.
Helps out your players to defend against the B split.
Like, I know that they
Perfect
hit,
from
like,
Karen, and
after it
sets
was
up this
gone,
crossfire
but-
so beautifully. And Lucky is tucked into a corner. The Sentinels players, as they come out, they're checking stairs, wondering if someone's peeking from there. Because Meteor, he loves to play that spot.
Yeah.
Then they check switch because
No pressure over towards A as well. That was it. That was their first buy round. That was not great.
It's difficult to account for them all. And even if you
Let
did
me
know
go close
that
this window,
crossfire
man.
setup
This
was there,
guy
good
is
luck dealing
the
with it.
loudest grass cutter I've
Like I
ever
said,
had.
that
It's
could have been
crazy.
the death blow, and Sentinels
Give
are going
me
to take a tactical
20 seconds.
timeout to try to figure out where they can go from here.
That's a real difficult ask, I think. With how active Gen.G are on their defense, it's either, you know, a bit of a trap play setup or maybe just a set play at the beginning of rounds that they will throw out. But even when they're just making sure that they can play it slow, you know, you saw in that last round, turret gets broken, Meteor immediately vacuums up the space.
Yeah.
Disrespects B main, makes sure that Sentinels can't take it with a cam, can't hold it easily.
And not only does that slow Sentinels down, but it also allows Gen.G much better information. We talk all the time about Munchkin making these amazing reads on defense. Part of it's because his players are willing to contest util.
Yeah.
And if you peek back into B main and you see 5 players on the other side and Meteor bounces, well, now that's really good info. But if Meteor's able to re-clear B main, he knows that a hit is not coming straight back through.
Achilles, man.
It just helps every aspect of their game. That constant
crazy.
war of attrition that Gen.G force you to fight.
Dude, look at this buy. I mean, this is a One of the lowest buys we've seen.
Rare to see a return on
Stingers
those
though.
investments.
Stingers, NA players.
Still locks it up here.
Wait, Flash didn't go far enough.
Being offloaded, Texture does
Yeah, that
manage
one
to at
does.
least get 2, but it's even out and it has handed guns over.
Yeah, that's
Oh, they're doing the flash over the roof, right, that you can't see, so it doesn't get the guys that are like already out. Oh my god, this guy's so good, dude.
He doesn't go for the easy kill, but now he knows that TenZ is lurking. Not long for the world. But again, another high game IQ moment from Munchkin there. He hears the drone. He knows that Sassy is going to be occupied in that moment.
So
Instead,
good.
takes the peek to the player with the gun.
Yeah, that's so good. And also getting the read
What's he on?
that player
17
is
to
going to
10?
be on the left.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
he knows
pretty
that
even
there's a rifle
fragging.
down in that kind of situation. Predicts the timing. I mean, timing's the drone as well, beautifully. And a situation that was looking like a potential win condition for Sentinels,
great, man.
ripped out of their hands so quickly. They're now going to have to find a different
Okay, here we go for
avenue of
Sentinels.
success.
Been here
Sassy
before.
with the Odin ready to counter spam. But Texture, he hasn't been walking up B main with the op yet. This has been Meteor's domain. Are they going to expect him to be here?
Deep shot darts, not enough to clear this trip here. Sassy. It's a drone for a drone. Texture, he's hiding from it. Again, sowing misinformation. Shot missed though, Hunter's Fury. This feels like it's quite a committed push. And damage done, even a kill for Sassy, maybe enough to pave the way. It calls for that reinforcement.
And he sticks to the oh, this might, I mean, this is a very good round.
Very good read to now go for an ace.
Munchkin's been a bit of a raid boss
Pull
though.
these players apart, but Munchkin again could be that thorn in their side once more. Weapon glowing. This
Dude,
guy
Gen.G
is
have
on
done really
fire,
good to
grab
get people
that,
here, and
gets
this
that
guy is
information,
gonna stay crouched the whole time.
But defending in right through the back, annihilation clearing.
I love that they still
and
checked
through.
it. That
Sentinels
was good.
do have
Hey, this was a nice round from them
plays.
though.
Don't wanna be handing
Once they got the
Karen
first
too
kill
many
as well,
more, though.
especially just the insta call once they knew that Karen actually, well,
Doubled up
they
holding
didn't
this
know he
one.
stuck the ult, but they heard
By
the ult.
side. Bit of spam hailing down the lead, so
Very nice.
still in it.
Money's so
At least for now,
high for Gen.G
Sentinels.
that he's
Great
doing
call from
damage
John.
there, so definitely
As
the
soon
right.
as you hear that ult
Oh.
being used, I think it's very likely they're sticking the teleport into back B. He decides to send things on an A split, anticipating that A is weaker. Munchkin's already realized what's happening and sent a couple players over there, but Sen grouped up, decisive, love to see it. And Sassy continues to have one of the best games that I've seen from him in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He was top of the scoreboard for a hot minute there on Haven, and now he's back up, at least on the Sentinel side, with 13 kills. Having a great day.
Doesn't get much easier though. This time Texture going walkabout up through mid.
Yeah, and we got double watching middle
Angles
for
being
this
held
one, so
for,
he
and
has
he's
the
hoping
freedom
that
to
somebody
do
will
it.
just wade right into it. Dash is fading. This is hyper committed.
This is the kind of thing that Zekken just couldn't do.
Zekken, yeah, but
holding
Zekken's on top of it.
Pixel angle.
Oh.
But no!
I
Just
say that
missed
he
it.
was on top for the
Across
headshot
over
angle,
Texture.
not the
Takes it
lower
away.
one.
Caron, heavy committed now into bottom mid. He needs to be defended and he needs some help to get out of here. That's what the drone is for. Up and over.
Right here.
Clears the path.
When Lakia and Karen are willing to be that aggressive,
And now
it allows
Here we go,
Texture
not
to
this
do
guy again.
This is not potentially getting cleared off. Angle
He
traded.
did good though, man.
But
He
again,
did enough.
reinforcements
10's
are there,
ults
out
over
through the
towards
back of the
site.
That's 10's committed. Caron dominates the smoke.
How?
He will not be stopped. And a paranoia.
Is insane,
puts
bro.
TenZ in
How?
his place.
How?
The recon in that position is supposed to stop Karen from doing that.
Yeah, that's the
Recon,
whole thing.
He's caught out in the open, has to break it, gives away his position, forced to swing into the smoke. He's checkmated. He's swinging into a smoke that two of the people are already in. He can't get away with it. Opened up nicely with Gen.G's
it's
aggression.
mental, isn't it?
Which, like I said, their comp benefits them. Not something that Sentinels could ever really
It's maybe
do
like
and
the
support
first
Zekken in
time that
kind
the
of way
Odin
on their
let
defense half.
someone down.
But
I think that
monster
might be
performance from Karen up to
Odin
20
there.
kills.
The cams
okay.
are broken.
5 of them.
One more round is needed here for Gen.G for their opening match of champs. They've not slowed down a beat.
Oh.
Up and over. Bladestorm in the hands. Texture is releasing. Just absolutely unbelievable form.
He's such inside. Like, where is this guy? Okay, Munchkin can give him info.
Sentinels left to stew and simmer.
Knives back out though for Zekken.
Munchkin will fade away. Now Sauber back to the wall. Texture reveals his position. 3 left available to work with.
Nice flash on top of it, man.
He spots it, but
Oh
Trey
my
by
god, they are
barrel.
so good, bro.
2-0
Oh, so good.
Gen.G
Okay, they made that look relatively convincing.
Not slowing down from prior performances. They are aiming and gunning.
Very, very nice from them.
Revenge